Welcome live to San Antonio. We are out here in front of the Alamo watching playoff hockey. That's what happens when your assignment is to cover the Nuggets and Spurs series, but you're also interested in the Avs Flame. Right now, Colorado is up 5-1. It looks like they're going to advance to the second round for the first time since way back in 2008. How has it happened? Let's take a look. Colorado got off to a fast start. In fact, they scored first in the first. Tyson Barrie, the shot, the captain, credit him for the score, the deflection to make it 1-0. Flames looking for the equalizer, but Johnny Gaudreau, no. Philip Grubauer stones him on the shootout goal, so it makes it 1-0 still. Mikko Rantanen getting a little tricky. Off the back of Mike Smith and in, he called bank. Rantanen with 2 goals. Colin Wilson with 2 goals. Right now in the third, the Avalanche are on top, 5-1. So, what's wrong with the Nuggets? That's actually our 9 News Sports poll question for the night. Here's the deal. The Nuggets have said they're not playing physical enough. In fact, they said the Spurs are actually a hungrier team than they are so far, and that has to change.
It just looked like a team that was hungry, that felt like they let game 2 slip away, that they hadn't eaten in a long time, like Coach put on that. This is like they wanted to win, and they wanted to make an example, and that's the way we got to go out and play the next game.
The biggest Nuggets fan in the San Antonio stands so far is actually a Spurs fan as well. That's because Doug Moe was the head coach for both teams. No Nuggets head coach ever won more. But you won't hear Doug Moe bragging.
432 up there in the rafters, a special number for you?
Yeah, we were just talking about it before, that how many years you divide 40 years into that. It's not 110 games a season.
Looking at the glass half empty, you should be glass half full. That's a lot of wins.
It is a lot of wins, and it was fun, and it was a great experience. I mean, it's just, I wouldn't trade my life for anyone. Come on out!
A rare, serious moment from this Denver and NBA legend. 26 years removed from coaching, and Moe still has that tremendous sense of humor.
Fun sitting back on the bench again?
Yeah, with nobody here it is. I don't miss sitting here and yelling and screaming and making a fool of myself. Now I can just sit quietly and make a fool of myself.
Moe now calls San Antonio home, but Denver, and especially the players who played for him, will always have a special place in his heart.
Best part about it is that I like my players. They're just fun to be around, and they were friends, and just terrific situation for me. It was just fun years for me.
Doug Moe, one of the best. Well, as our old friend John Fox used to tell his team, what's better than 4 wins in a row? 5 wins in a row, and that's what the Rockies were going for tonight. Colorado playing host to Philadelphia at Coors Field, and the Rocks had to play comeback in this one, and they did, thanks in part to Trevor Story's solo shot in the 7th. Right now they are going into the 11th, deadlocked at deuces. We finish with gymnastics, another sport where DU has been dominant. The Pioneers joining Oklahoma, Oregon State, Georgia, those 4 in the NCAA semifinals. The top 2 will advance to Saturday's final, and DU did it. Finished second. They are one of 4 teams that will play for the national championship. Once again, we are live in San Antonio. The Nuggets need to take care of business tomorrow to even up their series with the Spurs. For now, I'm going to get back to watching some playoff hockey. Avs on top 5-1. As I said, it looks like they're going to advance to play either San Jose or Las Vegas. How about them Avs? Guys, we'll send it back to you.
What a great night up in Calgary. So, Rod, there was some confusion. They told you land in San Antonio and go to the Alamo. That was for your rental car. It was for your. How are you getting around town?
A lot of Ubering, and Johnny Kurt's kind of been carrying me, which we all know is true.
Oh, yeah, he's been carrying you for decades. All right. Thanks so much, Rod. See ya.
Tom, he had a message for you, but the FCC prohibits me from sharing that message on television, so I will talk to you when I get back into town.
You know, Rod, I never thought of him as a Nuggets coach, but I looked it up. You're right. I always thought of him as more of a radio personality. You know, he was famous for the Moe and Green show back in the day.
Yeah, I heard he had to carry his partner back then, though, Tom.
Yeah, that's accurate as well.
Welcome live to San Antonio. We are out here in front of the Alamo, taking in a little history in the great state of Texas, a state and a city that has not been too kind to the Nuggets. Denver lost to the Spurs here again last night for a 14th straight time, fell by 10 points in Game 3. Who's to blame for that one? I'm blaming the kid from Colorado.
Well, Derek White, he's having the time of his life.
Play more physical. That's all the team kept talking about today. So Game 4 may look more like a hockey game. Speaking of which, the Avs can put the Flames on ice, get it, tonight with a win in Game number 5. Let's go live to Calgary. Taylor Temby standing by. Taylor. Will do. Taylor, thank you very much. All right, we're going to finish with the only team in Colorado hotter than the Avalanche. That would be your Colorado Rockies, winners of 4 in a row. All that after starting the season very poorly and then losing 8 straight. The streak was stopped on Sunday by Armand Marquez. Marquez will be back on the mound tonight as the Rockies entertain the Phillies, looking to extend their season best winning streak to 5 games. Rockies tonight, Avs tonight, Nuggets tomorrow. Great time of the year in sports. Time for the Nuggets to bounce back, though, and the Avalanche to close that thing out. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Rod. Yeah, sports is rolling right now.
Welcome live to San Antonio. We are getting ready for Game 3 between the Nuggets and the Spurs. And even though Denver is an underdog, they're still looking forward to this challenge, in part because it's a lot easier than looking back. Series tied up at 1-1, and I'll tell you, it's a shame that there's not a game being played at Pepsi tonight. What a 72 hours it has been with the Avs and these Nuggets trying to one-up one another. Last night, Colorado's Icemen won an overtime thriller, then jumped on a plane this morning and went to Calgary. And that's where we head right now, up north to Taylor Temby, who joins us live. Taylor. Taylor, thank you. We will look forward to tomorrow night. You know, they say things come in 3, and that has certainly been the case in Colorado this week. The Avs are winning, the Nuggets are winning, and so are the Rockies. Finally, Colorado with 3 straight wins. They will go with the 4-peat tonight when Philadelphia comes to town. We finish with the Broncos. The last day of Broncos voluntary minicamp for the veterans. The new staff, including Vic Fangio, getting a good look at his new team 1 week ahead of the draft, which begins, 7 days from tonight. But right now, Fangio is focused on his current players, and so far, so good.
And they can improve from there.
Everything going on at once in sports. This as good as it gets, guys. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Rod, enjoy San Antonio.
He's so happy.
Game 3.
It's vital. We'll win it.
Welcome live to San Antonio. That was Paul Millsap with his best Joe Namath impression, guaranteeing victory. And Denver did it. Won here on the home court of the Spurs for the first time since way back in 2012. That 14-game losing streak now a thing of the past as the Nuggets even up their series with San Antonio at 2 apiece. Home court advantage, Denver's again, the Joker leading the way today. Game high 29, the Nuggets rallied from down a dozen to even things up at halftime. Second half, Denver pulled away to put it away. Jamal Murray looked like Jamal Murray, monster slam, 2 of his 24, but the real spark came in the name of Torrey Craig. They started him, it paid off. He finished with 18, including 5 threes. Nuggets win 117-103. 2012 was a long time ago. Turns out that 15 times was the charm for you guys. This had to feel good, especially in a game of this magnitude, Jamal.
Yeah, for sure. To come in a building that we haven't won in a while, and to bring the energy that we did, to make sure this game was big. So that was good to get out there and make some shots. The team got on and ran and played some good defense. So we're looking forward to going back home.
Murray, who throws it down.
Game 5 is Tuesday, and they can just go ahead and leave that hardwood down at Pepsi. After all, the Avs don't need it, not after icing the Flames last night. Taylor Temby has a look back at the clincher.
And
blows the horn, the Colorado Avalanche.
9 News.
Taylor, thank you. The Rockies aren't in the playoffs, but they're actually playing better than the Avs and the Nuggets. They've won 5 in a row. Last night's victory spectacular. Charlie Blackmon, a walk-off in the 12th inning. That was actually his first home run of the entire season. It took 82 at-bats. He finally got number 1. And then at the next at-bat, that would be today, he got number 2. Back-to-back home runs, a walk-off, and a leader. That is absolutely remarkable. The Rockies built a 2-0 and 3-1 lead, but neither of those leads would last. Bryce Harper with a 3-run home run. The Rockies lose. The final score was 8-5. Another match, another loss for the Rapids. Colorado fell 4-1 to Chicago today. That extends their losing streak to 5 games. 8 matches so far for the Rapids. They have 0 wins. Ouch. Time now for the DU portion of the program. The Pioneers gymnastics team making all the way to the Final Four for the first time. They finished 4th. They have never been better. Oklahoma, by the way, is your national champion. And in lacrosse, the Pioneers in the Big East tournament for the first time. Well, they're the first ones in. They're always in it. They beat Providence 14-8 behind 4 goals from Ethan Walker. And the Mammoth are in the playoffs. They backed in, but they're still in, and that's all that matters. Nuggets win here tonight. The series all tied up at 2. Stay with us. 9 News returns right after this.